Hello Gemini, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and please go check out the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun, moon, or rising signs. That will give you a much more dynamic picture of what's going on. Alright, let's get started. What does Gemini need to know for this coming week? Alright, we have the Lust card or Strength card, Major Arcana number 11. Let's put that into some context, shall we? Okay, so some discs, some air cards, some fire cards. Okay, the only thing we don't really have a lot of is water cards, so I feel like the situation in your life right now might be one where you're kind of lacking a little bit of an emotional connection to it. I think that this is primarily related to your work life or just your kind of ambition in terms of your career, your life path, and kind of where you're going for your future, right? With this Lust card, I do show a lot of passion and a lot of strength and energy, maybe a lot of courage in terms of your career. I think maybe you are trying new things, you're trying some new possibilities that have opened up to you. You're maybe trying something different, something new, something that you haven't really done before, something out of your comfort zone. You're showing a lot of courage, a lot of strength and passion and excitement, and a lot of bravery, I would say, in this kind of new venture, right? That is leading to a lot of financial success. With the Nine of Discs here, I'm showing that, this kind of risk that you've taken, and this courage to kind of venture out on your own, try something new, I really think is going to be paying off. This Nine of Discs is showing an increase in your wealth, a gain of revenue and success and financial stability and all of those wonderful things. I don't know that the reading is particularly focused on that financial success, though, because really that's the only Earth card that we have, and this is showing that, yeah, the money's going to be coming in. Right, you've taken this risk, the money's coming in. Then the other cards that we see are the fire and air cards. So these are kind of your active involvement in this process of earning this money and how you're interacting with the world around you, right? In the recent past, I see the Four of Swords here, and I'm thinking that you recently got out of maybe a bad situation with a coworker, with an employer, maybe a company that you were working for, or some other kind of business style relationship that you were in. I think that ended badly, and you had to sort of cut ties with either your old boss, the old company that you worked for, or some coworkers or business partners that you had. I think that there was something that happened there that has led to you breaking off that association and moving into this Lust or Strength situation. Now, you know what we're going to do? We don't usually do this. I'm going to put one more card down on the table. I'm not even going to look at that. We're going to look at this at the very end of the reading. And that's just going to be our bonus card. That's going to be our confirmation when all this is over. So we're going to leave that right there, and we're going to come back to it at the very end, because I'm curious what the ultimate kind of response from the cards or from the universe is for you today. So we're going to leave that one right there. But in the recent past, I do see that you've cut off some kind of ties with these old business partners or associates, or someone, that you had this kind of working business style relationship with. Again, it could be co-workers, it could be an old boss, the old company that you worked for, something like that. And I think that something went down there that is over, and that has led to you really taking this risk and jumping out into the future with this kind of gusto, with strength and courage and bravery. This is one of the only major arcana cards that we have. We have one more, which I'll get to in a moment. But for this major arcana card, this is really showing that this is the heavy influence. This is really what the major deal is. And this is you having that courage to go out and do things on your own, to kind of take control and do things the way you want to and pursue your own way, right? And I think this is related to business, or at least it's going to have the side effect of this Nine of Discs, where you're going to see a lot of benefit from whatever it is that you're doing here, whatever this situation is involving, where you've had this strength and this bravery and this courage to go out and do things on your own. I think is really going to lead to some profit, some benefit, an increase of something, a gain of something. You're really going to find this to be an important achievement for you. Now, in the immediate future, we have the Six of Wands, another fire card, and this again is kind of reiterating what I've already said, but this is you branching out onto your own, like we saw, seeing that it's working out, seeing the benefit from that, and really feeling like you're victorious in this situation, that you really have been able to manifest your own will, your own desires, your own intentions and plans and passions through this lust card, strength, and the Nine of Discs. That gain, that increase, that profit and benefit is really putting you on the top of the pile. You're really standing out from the rest. And I really think that you feel a sense of accomplishment and achievement through this. And I think that's going to reinforce the positive aspects of that decision that you made. You're really going to feel good about it, and you're going to know that you really did the right thing. As kind of an underlying force or factor, kind of an unconscious, energy that's going on here, we have two things that I'm going to take kind of in tandem. First is the Two of Swords, and I think this is showing that this might have been a decision that you've been kind of weighing, going back and forth, vacillating on for some time, making this break, this split with whoever these people or this person was in the past. I think it's something that you've been kind of considering for a long time. You've wanted to kind of do this, take this risk, take this leap into your future. But you haven't quite been able to do it yet. Until now, I think. I think now is really the time where this is all happening for you. But I feel like you've kind of been going back and forth on this for a while now. You've been a little bit indecisive about it. And the other card that I'm taking in tandem is this Princess of Wands, because I think that maybe you know this about yourself, where you know that you may have a tendency to react in the moment, be a little too impulsive, and you don't know, or maybe you had some doubts, let's say, with this Two of Swords. You were kind of going back and forth, well, am I being unreasonable? Am I being too harsh or too hasty? And so you were really, I think, really going back and forth with that kind of indecisiveness for a while on what to do in this situation, because you weren't sure if you were being unreasonable or acting impulsively or being this kind of, overly dramatic person that we see with the Princess of Wands, or if this was really a legitimate thing where, yeah, this is a good decision, something that I've thought through rationally and logically and makes sense, I'm going to do it. Okay, so I think you've been going back and forth on that. But the time has come, and I think you've made the decision now to have that split, to go out on your own and have that bravery and that courage to do things your way. And you're going to see a lot of profit from that, a lot of gain, a lot of benefit. Now, this sounds like it's a financial thing, a business situation, but I'm not really sure. There's no 100% guarantee. So this could really resonate more on the level of a relationship in general for you. Maybe it's a romantic relationship. Maybe it's just some other association that you had where all of this energy would still apply, that you've decided to cut ties, venture out on your own, and you're going to see the benefit from that, and you're going to feel good about it and confident in your decision, and you're really going to feel satisfied that you've made the right decision. Okay, don't forget to hit that like button, and please subscribe to this channel. It is because of all of you that we're able to keep doing this, and the channel keeps growing, and I appreciate you so much. Moving on now to your ego, your headspace, where you are at. I think you are in this kind of analytical but also decision-making state of mind where you are really putting your mental energies to work in getting this thing going and getting this profit underway and getting this benefit happening and really manifesting the goals and the future state of whatever this situation really is. I think you are going through the planning stages, and now you're in the kind of the phase of really making the decisions and putting those plans into action. With this Prince of Swords, it is, taking a lot of the initial planning, taking a lot of the kind of the understanding of what's going on, the comprehension, and now putting that into action and starting to really, to really pull the trigger and really do the work that all of this is kind of requiring. So this is going again from the planning stages, from just the comprehension and understanding of what you're doing, into the actual action and making the decisions and starting to put things in motion and get things done. So I think that's the mode that you're in now, is really just trying to do this kind of as quickly as possible and making the decisions. And you've got a lot going on, but you're using all of your mental capacity to make those decisions and get this ball rolling. Now, there is some sacrifice required, and we see that with the Hanged Man here. This is the other major arcana. So I think we should take this kind of, again, in tandem with the other major arcana, the very first card that we drew, which was the Lust or Strength card, card 11. Now we have card 12, the Hanged Man. We have fire, we have water. So I think that while this is a lot of courage and bravery and strength and power and assertiveness and confidence on your part, it's going to require some sacrifices. There are going to have to be some things in your life or some aspects of yourself that you're going to have to kind of relinquish for a time, right? I think especially when we do venture out on our own in whatever situation this is, I think we kind of have to put aside some other things in our life because we're taking on all that responsibility now. We have like this new power, this new responsibility, and these new obligations. And so there's some things that you're going to have to just put aside for the time being or sacrifice entirely. But that is just something to consider. With the increase of this fiery power comes a little bit more of this sacrifice and this watery kind of attitude to balance out the fire, right? So it's definitely something that is going to be worth your while to do, but it is going to require you to, I feel, sacrifice some other things in your life or just reprioritize things, okay? And to change the way you look at the situation and you look at your life and your responsibilities. Okay, moving on to the next card, we have the Princess of Swords. I think this really is you being a little bit defensive about this whole situation. Maybe you are not ready to hear other people's opinions about it. Maybe not everyone agrees with your choices or your decisions. And so you're kind of having to fight off the negative energy, the negative comments, the negative opinions of others, right? I think that's part of kind of what you're worried about with all of this, is that you don't really want to have to deal with that. Or you're worried that people close to you will think you made the wrong decision and they'll have negative opinions. Well, either way, you're trying to battle that, whether that is something that is really going on or just a concern that you have. I think you're ready to kind of just not listen, right? I mean, you'll hear what people are saying, but you're not going to take it to heart. You're not going to let that sway you. You've made up your mind and you've done this work, and this is all for you and your decision and your work. The negative opinions of other people aren't going to sway you or detour you from this work that you're doing. Okay, so you're prepared to kind of fight those negative opinions. You're going to fight those off. Now, in the long-term outcome, we have another fire card. This is the Eight of Wands. This is swiftness, quick messages, really instant decisions. I think this is really coming from this some of these air cards, which we had a lot of these air cards. And this is showing just really thinking, planning, making the decisions, and formulating the ideas, and getting the comprehension and the understanding and the analysis, and then putting it into action. And this is that swift action. I think the future is going to really require you to act quickly, do things quickly, and get things done quickly without thinking too much about it, without overthinking. And without the negative opinions of others or entertaining any doubts of your own. I think this is that quick confidence, this assertiveness where you're able to decide things very quickly because you're not second-guessing yourself. Okay, so I think the future really is one where you are in control and you are making decisions for your life, and I think that it's really going to require that confidence. And I think you're going to have that confidence through all this fire and air. I think is really going to just give you the momentum to really push through this and really get things done and get that success that you're after in whatever form it takes. You know, again, this seems like it's a financial, business, career reading to me, but it could resonate on a different level for some of you. So take that into account as well. Now, this 11th card, and I like the 11th card, it's the number of magic. It's kind of the beginning of the next cycle. After the 10, we begin again, but on a higher plane, right? So let's see what this card is going to say to us about all of this today. Wow, okay, 10 of discs. Yeah, I think this is really reinforcing my original vibe and impulse that this was kind of a career financial situation. But what it is telling us, even if this is resonating on a different level for you, what this is telling us is that through all this gain and all of this hard work and this benefit that you're going to be seeing this week with all of this going on, it's really going to become something lasting, something enduring, something that is going to extend into the future for you. This benefit, this gain, this wealth, whatever that looks like in this situation for you, you're going to have that long term. It's not just going to be a flash in the pan or a temporary success. This is going to be something that is going to endure for a long time, and it's going to be of great benefit to you in weeks, months, and years to come, right? So that, I think, is a very, very wonderful confirmation for us today. That 11th card, I like that. Gemini, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. If you want to listen to the extended version, you can become a member to this channel, and all of the information is down in the description box. Thank you so much.